Hey everybody, wanted to do a couple of additional examples on midpoint problems. When you have a midpoint, you have one of three scenarios. Scenario one, you are given the endpoints and you just need to find the midpoint. That's probably the easiest kind of problem to go about. And then scenario two and three are kind of the same thing. You're given one endpoint and a midpoint, and you're trying to find the other endpoint. Scenario two is like you're given the first 2 points if you're reading it from left to right, and you're finding point three. And then scenario three would be you're given the last 2 points and you're finding point one. Hope that makes sense. So I'll draw a picture like what are the coordinates of the endpoint B on AB, where A is at 2, -3, and M is the midpoint at 5, -8. So let's draw a picture here. I'm just drawing a line. Like, I know these are coordinate points and they have an x and y value, but really the purpose of the illustration is just to show you that A comes first, M is next because it's the midpoint, and then B is last. So I'm given the first 2 points. A is at 2, -3. M is at 5, -8. Alright, so if I want to find the endpoint, I just need to look at how did the x's move, how did the y's move, and then I just apply that moving from M to B. So from 2 to 5, it went up 3. So I'm going to go up 3 from 5 to, well, what's 5 plus 3? 8. Alright, so then I look at the y's, -3 to -8. How did that get there? If you're bad with negative numbers, you can always subtract the second one minus the first one. -8 minus a -3, and you get -5. So that went down 5. So I'm gonna do -8 minus 5, and I'll get -13. And that is going to be my answer for point B. Point B is just at 8, -13. And that's it. Alright, so let's do another example, but you're missing the first point. So what are the coordinates of endpoint C on CD, where D is at -4, 7, and M is the midpoint at -10, 18? Once again, let's draw a picture. Okay, so here I am missing the first point, C, but I have the second 2 points, M and D. So find the pattern that the points move from M to D at. So from -10 to -4, what happened? That means they went up 6. Alright? So it's not like the first example where I'll just go up 6 again, because I'm going backwards on the number line. I'm going left. So this time around, I'm going to go down 6. Alright? So going down 6 from -10, that's going to give me -16. Alright? And then from 18 to 7, that went down 11. So that means going backwards, I need to go up 11. Okay? So you just have to pay very close attention to what direction you're moving. So 18 up 11 is 29. So if you read it from left to right, -16 to -10, that went up 6. -10 to -4, that went up 6. 29 to 18, that went down 11. 18 to 7, that went down 11. So it might be confusing figuring it out, but when you read it back to yourself, it should make perfect sense. So yeah, point C, I'll just rewrite it down here. Point C is at -16, 29. Alright, so this last example will be the last scenario, and that's you are looking for the midpoints, and you are given the endpoint. So what are the coordinates of the midpoint M on EF, where E is at -6, 11, and F is at 10, 3. So, if it helps, draw a picture. But you're looking for M directly in the middle. So you could go about this two ways. You could find the pattern that the x's moved, and then you just have to cut it in half and add it back to E. But the quickest way of doing it, if you're just looking for the midpoint, there's a midpoint formula that says add together the x's and divide by 2. So I'll do negative 6 plus 10. I'll put it in parentheses for PEMDAS reasons. So negative 6 plus 10 divided by 2, and then I'll add together the y's and divide them by 2. 11 plus 3 divided by 2. Okay, so the coordinates for my midpoint are going to be at, let's see here, negative 6 plus 10, that's going to make 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 11 plus 3, that's 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So this is where my midpoint M is at. So that's very quick. Okay, so you can use this formula, but only when you're looking for the midpoint when given the endpoints. Notice how I didn't mention the formula for my other examples. So yeah, so just pay close attention to that. Okay, so that's it for these for this video. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.